Welcome to Physics 150. This is Dr. Dave Wilson. I generally go by Dr. Dave, but you can call me Dr. Wilson if that makes you more comfortable. I wanted to walk you through Physics 150 and give you a sense of what to expect in the coming term. We have a couple of goals I just wanted to get at before we get started, and that is we want you to be able to use basic fundamental principles and deductive logic. What does that mean? We want you to be able to approach a problem you've never seen before, that you have no idea how to do, and to be able to say something intelligent about it. For many of you, this is a very alarming moment. You're used to recognizing how to do a problem. You're used to knowing what equation you're supposed to use. If you're good at chemistry, you might see a formula and say, oh, I have to balance that. Physics isn't that way. Physics is about the problems that we haven't seen before. Physics is about the ideas we haven't thought about before. And if that seems daunting, then that's okay, because that's what we're hoping to teach you. That's what we're hoping that you learn in this course. One of the best ways to understand something you've never done before is to make a plot from it. And that's one of our next point here is how to make plots of data, how to extract useful information, how to understand what numbers really mean. If you got a number like 20 meters, does that make any sense? And we're hoping by the end of the quarter, you'll understand, does my answer make any sense? And then we want you to be able to go back and forth between all the tools that we teach you. We're going to teach you how to use verbal descriptions, pictures, and graphs, and formula, and data. Many students are used to just putting everything they know on a piece of paper, smiling at someone and hoping that that's taken as a correct answer. We don't want that. We want you to actually understand what you're telling us. And hopefully you'll see when we go through the syllabus how we're going to get at those points. So I'm not going to cover everything on the syllabus. You need to sit down and read that through your own time. This is a document that instructors spend a lot of time writing and students spend little bits of time reading. This really is the governing document for sort of what we're doing in this quarter, so I want you to really take a look at that. First things first, on this, expectations. We expect everyone in this quarter is going to attempt this class in earnest. They're going to really try to get things done. They're going to do their best and work hard. However, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and we understand that life gets complicated. So if you ever have trouble in this quarter, please reach out and let us know. We have students facing economic uncertainty. We have students living with family. That brings unpredictable times in motion, things happening. You might hear my own children while I'm trying to record this video because they're on top of me all the time. We understand that things happen. So please reach out to us. Let us know if you need help. Let us know if you're experiencing difficulties. Let us know how we can help you. But we're expecting everyone will try to make a continuous, strong effort throughout the quarter. All right. So first things first on office hours, I really want to stress this. There are 3 instructors that are teaching this course. There's Dr. Cole, Dr. Tavashik, and myself, Dr. Wilson, or Dr. Dave if you prefer. We are here for all 90 students enrolled in this class. Look at your schedule. Look at our office hours. Figure out when is best for you. Please show up when you can. Please show up when you need help. Show up for whichever of us is able to work with you best and most appropriate in time. Okay. So the cornerstone of the time that you'll be spending in this class is our online group sessions. So what does that mean? Well, many of you have already seen the sign-up link that's on Moodle. You will sign up for 2 times during the week, one time on Mondays and Tuesdays, and the next time on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And you will show up, and for the first 15 minutes of your group, you'll be working with the 4 to 6 other people that are in the same room with you. And you will be discussing the problems that you have hopefully worked on ahead of time and have something to say about them. After that 15 minutes, we'll have a student who's taken this course before join that room, a TA, and they're going to work with you for the next 15 minutes. And then after that, we're going to come in, and we're going to work with you at that point as well. So, this is basically a 45-minute chunk of time where the first 15 minutes is your group working, the next 15 minutes is you working with a student to help you, and the final 15 minutes is where you're talking with us, the instructor, to make sure that you know what you're doing. This is not a place to show up and start doing your problems. It really isn't. There's not enough time for that. You need to have really sat down and thought about things. And if you find yourself stuck before you come in, try hard to write why you're stuck. What information, if you knew, would help make it better? If you don't know how to phrase a question for us and about how to get unstuck, then it's hard for you to find that answer. So please try to prepare for these sessions. Try to commit for them. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So what are we doing during these sessions? Well, every week we're going to be assigning you 2 to 3 problems. And you're going to work on those problems at home. You're going to work on those problems with your group during group time. And you're probably going to work on those problems with other people you know in the class or meet in the class throughout the week. These are going to be the bulk of what this course is about. You're going to do these 2 to 3 problems every week. You're going to turn in the first problem Wednesday night, and you're going to turn in the next 2 problems on Friday. So why are we doing this? Well, what we found is that if I give you 3 problems and I tell you they're all due on Friday, in general, students are going to start them Thursday night. And why is that? Well, there's a lot of things competing for your time. You have other courses, you have jobs, you have many of you siblings at home or parents or taking care of a lot of other things. So there's a lot competing for your time. There's a lot working towards taking your time right now. And what we're going to try to do is to help you make school a priority here. And I don't mean that in any kind of negative or condescending way. I simply mean we need your time and we need it consistently through the week. So we're going to assign that. Now, if you know anything about this course before, you might have learned that we used to have things like mastery quizzes and whatnot. We don't have those any longer. We're now giving you all of the problems that we expect you to be able to do, and we're giving you, hopefully, a sufficient amount of time to do it. And there's several reasons we're doing this. In one, very few places in the world are you ever given a problem and asked to just do it in a short amount of time. Normally you get to go home, think about it, or go back to your office, your desk, or whatever, and think about it. We're trying to model that here. All right, so you're going to turn those problems in throughout the week. The next thing that we're going to have you do is to make video presentations. That is one of those videos that we assign, and we'll make that clear which one it is. It's generally the problem due on Wednesday. You will turn in a video on Microsoft Stream that will be viewed by some of the TAs and by some of the instructors. It won't be shared with the class at large. It'll be just a couple of select students that are going to help us with reviewing these videos, and then some of the professors themselves. And the purpose of this video is for you to practice putting together what it is you're trying to say. You're going to go through your solution. You're not going to read your algebra to us. There are further indications or instructions online about how to do this. You're going to go through your solution and tell us why you did what you did. Why did you pick the coordinate system that you picked? Why did you use the equations that you used? Why did you think that you should use kinematics or forces or energy or momentum or whatever technique that you're using? And as the quarter goes on, this will get hopefully a little less frightening. These videos are going to be up to 5 minutes long. I think many of you might find yourselves finishing a video in 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how well you do it. And we'll be providing feedback to you so you can make those videos better. Okay. There's also going to be online reading quizzes, and these online reading quizzes will focus on your textbook, whatever chapter we're working on that week. And those online reading quizzes will be multiple choice questions generally, and they will ask you about what you've read. If you've read it and you can make some sense of it, what have you read? You're going to get 5 questions. You'll answer them, and you'll be told how many of them are right and how many of them are wrong. You're not told which are right and which are wrong. So this is the goal of this is to make you reflect on the exercise and to go back and try it again. You get 3 attempts at each quiz. Your highest score is the one that's used. All right, so those assignments are all assignments that you're doing at home by yourself, hopefully low pressure, that you're then submitting as able before the deadline. The next part of the course is what we call our oral exams. We're going to have 3 oral exams during the term. So we're going to split the class into 2 groups, a group A and a group B, so roughly 45 people in each group. And in the 4th week, the first group will take their first oral exam. And in the 5th week, the second group will take their oral exam. And then this will switch for weeks 7 and 8. The latter group will be first, and the first group will be latter. And we'll post this all online. There's no way to absorb everything I'm saying to you all at once. What is the oral exam going to be? Well, you're going to show up and you're going to meet with one of the 3 instructors for the course. And we're going to have reviewed your videos. We're going to have reviewed your quizzes, or your assignments that you've done. And we're going to ask you questions about them. And we're going to ask you, why did you do this? Why did you do that? How to make sense of it. So the really good news is you know exactly what it is we're going to talk to you about. You have the 2 to 3 problems assigned every week. You've done a video on about a third of them. You've submitted that. You've gotten some feedback. And then you're meeting with us, and we're going to ask you questions to make sure you really understand what we're talking about. So there's no surprises. There's no nothing in there should be a gotcha question. It's all about what do you know and how well do you know it. Okay. There is also the Moodle site. There's our textbook information. Our point breakdown is on here. Please take your time, read through this document, see where you have questions, see where there's confusion, ask during office hours or ask during email. Let's see here. I want to talk about diversity and anti-racism. In this course, everyone should feel welcomed and invited to participate. We need to all be especially careful online. It is very easy to not hear voice inflection in text. It is very easy to not catch sarcasm. And so in general, I'll just say don't use sarcasm and don't make jokes in text. If you've got something to say to someone you think is funny and you know them well enough to do that, don't send that message through Teams. Don't say that message in our classrooms. We want to make sure that everyone feels welcome and everyone feels safe, period. And if someone is not feeling welcome and someone is not feeling safe, we want them to reach out to us as soon as possible. Okay. I wanted to also acknowledge that Kalamazoo College is built on the land of the Council of the Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. And we need to be cognizant of that. We need to understand our history and where we come from. And some of that history is here, although just a very small portion of it. So please take your time and read that. Look up some of these things. If you want to know more about some of this stuff, I'm learning a bit of it. Feel free to ask me, and I can probably direct you to some of those places. Want to stress again that in order to learn, you have to feel safe. Why is that? Well, because you need to make yourself vulnerable, right? You really do. You need to make yourself vulnerable if you're going to learn. What does that mean? Let's imagine I was teaching you how to ride a bike. You can watch me ride a bike all day long, but until you put yourself on that bike and try it, you're not going to get anywhere. Well, how many of us are going to do that in front of other people? Right? That takes something. It's hard to show up in a group environment and to learn in real time. There's a lot of anxiety there. As children, we just do it, right? We get on the bike, we fall down, we all laugh, we get back up, we do it again. But somehow it changes by the time we become adults. So we need to find a way that everyone in this class feels welcome and everyone in this class feels safe. And I hope that you feel that way, and I hope that you find that safety. Reach out to us if you're having any problems. Do not suffer in silence. A lot of people see physics as a really difficult and grueling course. And it is a challenging course, but we're trying to be as fair as we can. We're trying to be as careful as we can and as clear with our expectations. So please reach out if you need help. Ask questions when you have them. Welcome to Physics 150. I hope you enjoy your quarter.